Namaskar students. Today we are going to discuss about the human glandular system, that is in unit 5 of Science and Technology grade 9. Dear students, in previous class also we discussed about this glandular system. We discussed about the various types of glands. We discussed about the exocrine gland, endocrine gland as well as some mixed gland too. Can you recall what is exocrine gland? Yes, exocrine glands means those glands which possess duct and their secretion are passed through the ducts. Similarly, endocrine glands are those glands which secretes their secretion directly into the blood. These things we have discussed. And also we discussed about the mixed gland. Some glands possess both properties. Some properties of exocrine and some properties of endocrine. Such types of glands are called mixed gland. Okay, now can you think for how this endocrine gland helps to perform various activities in our body? In previous class also we discussed something about it. Think for some time. How many types of endocrine glands are there? How these glands are helpful to us? Okay. Today we discussed about all these things. We will discuss about these questions only. How many endocrine glands are present in our body? How does endocrine systems facilitate various physiological functions of our body? So, what are endocrine glands? How many endocrine glands are there? Just once see this picture. Here, various endocrine glands which are present in our body are shown here. See here, there is pituitary gland, where it is located just below the brain. That is, at the base of brain, this pituitary gland is located. Okay, this is just like a pea-shaped and pea-sized, very small. That means small gland which is present just at the base of brain, inside the skull. That is called pituitary gland. And another gland, see this gland just like a butterfly. Its shape is just like a butterfly. This is present at the neck region, just inside this. Have you seen some persons whose neck is somewhat swollen and some extra growth is seen on the neck side? Have you? Why these things happen? Do you remember? We have talked in the previous class. Some disbalance in hormones causes various types of diseases. So, one of the type of disease which is caused due to the disbalance in the hormone, that is one type of disease. So, this gland, we will discuss about that also. Here, this is a butterfly shaped gland which is present in our neck region, and just beside, that means in the inside it or in the back of it, there are small 4 glands are present which are called parathyroid gland. Here it is not seen clearly, but it is present in that only. And next one is in the stomach region or just posterior to the stomach region. A leaf-like gland is present. This leaf-like gland which is situated just below the stomach at the loop of duodenum. At the loop of duodenum, there is a leaf-like gland. This gland is called pancreas. And all of you know, this is the which organ of our body? Kidney. Okay. At the top of kidney, can you see this small cap-like structures? cap of the kidney? Can you see? This cap-like glands which are present at the anterior side of kidney or the top of kidney, these are called adrenal gland. Okay, and next one is at the gonad region. Reproductive organ, gonads, female gonads and male gonads. Female gonads, that is ovary. See, in the ovary, small oval shaped glands which are present just along with the fallopian tube which is beside the uterus. There is glands. These glands are called ovaries. These are female gonads. And another one is, in case of male, inside the scrotum there is two glands in the side of this reproductive organ. This is called testes. These are the different glands which play a major role in our physiological functions. So, these glands we discuss one by one in a detail. Okay, first one is pituitary gland. Just now we have seen the location of pituitary gland. Where it was located? Yes, pituitary gland is located at the base of brain. Okay, just there is inside this cranium, brain is located just below this base. That means just below it, in the base of this brain, there is a small pea-sized, pea-shaped gland is present. That is called pituitary gland. Even though it is very small, it produces various kind of hormones. There are various kind of hormones are secreted by it, just like stimulating hormones and growth hormone. Especially we categorize into two, that is stimulating hormones. There are various group of hormones are there in the stimulating hormone. For example, follicle stimulating hormone which stimulate the gonads. TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, which stimulate the thyroid. That means stimulating hormones are various types. And another one is growth hormone. This growth hormone just regulate the growth of the human body. Okay, in this way there are various hormones which are secreted by this small gland, helps in the physical growth, mental growth, as well as it stimulates the various glands of our body. This stimulating hormones secreted by this pituitary gland stimulate various glands, and growth hormone mainly perform the physical growth. Okay, then what effects we can see if there is deficiency or efficiency of growth hormone? Just see here in this picture, one man is very tall. He is the tallest man of the world. And another man is very smallest, that means very shortest man. He is also shortest man of the world. Okay, and why these things happen? Which hormone is affecting them? Can you imagine? Some people be like this tall and some are very small. See, this shortest man is below the knee of this person. Yeah, very small, and he is very tall. How this happen? Some are very tall, some are very short. How? See, the pituitary gland secretes growth hormone. If growth hormone is secreted in a balanced amount, then there is good physical growth, mental growth, and the person will be fit and fine. But instead of balanced amount, if it is produced in a high amount or low amount, at that time we can see such type of effects. If growth hormone increases rapidly, if it is secreted in an excessive amount, then the person's growth will be very faster. There is very fast growth. Because of that, the person become very tall. And if there is deficiency also, if its production is reduced, very less amount of growth hormone is produced, then the person will become very short. That means there is no physical growth and mental growth. If it is in a balanced amount or it is very fixed amount, then there is good growth of, that means good physical growth, mental growth, the person will be very healthy. But if it is very low, then there is no physical growth, no mental growth, and such condition is called dwarfism. So this smallest person or the shortest person of the world is suffering from the dwarfism. And if the production of the growth hormone is very high, if it is in very excessive amount, what happens? The rate of physical growth is very high. And because of that, the person becomes very tall, but very lean and thin. Such condition is called gigantism. Okay, this person is suffering from gigantism. He is not normal. These two peoples are abnormal. One is suffering from dwarfism and another person is suffering from gigantism. So, if the hormones should be produced in a balanced amount. Otherwise, there are different kinds of problem we face, even though we have discussed about this in a previous class too. Now, even though this pituitary gland is very small, just like a pea-sized, but this gland is called master gland. Why? Why it is called master gland? See here, in this picture, this is pituitary gland and it secreted various kind of stimulating hormones. Those stimulating hormone stimulate this adrenal gland, adrenal cortex, which helps to secrete various kind of hormones like adrenaline hormone, cortisol hormone or cortisol hormones. Similarly, some secretion of some hormones produces by this pituitary gland stimulate mammary gland and it helps to grow the mammary gland as well as produce the breast milk. And another one is some hormones or the stimulating hormones which are secreted by this pituitary gland helps in the growth of bones, muscles, which help in the physical growth. And it also secretes some hormones which stimulate thyroid gland and it perform its function. That means thyroid gland secretion increases or balanced. So another, there is gonads, testicles and ovaries are also stimulated by the hormone secreted by this pituitary gland. So it is stimulating all other glands which is present in our body. Also, it is controlling those glands, stimulating as well as controlling the activities of the other glands which are present in the human body. So, this gland is called master gland. It is called master gland. Okay, why it is called master gland? Once you recall it? Yes. That means it secretes some stimulating hormones. Those stimulating hormones stimulate the various glands present in our body and also control the activity of other glands. Therefore, it is called master gland. Okay, next gland is thyroid gland. Where it is located? Just we have seen in the picture. Where? Yes, in the neck region. See here, this is, we have food pipe, windpipe in this region. The side of this, in the two sides, just like a butterfly, it is present here. This butterfly shaped gland is called thyroid gland. And this thyroid gland is very important gland. Why? Yes, it secretes thyroxine hormone. This butterfly shaped gland which is present in the neck region, that is called thyroid gland. This thyroid gland secretes various types of hormones. Sometimes if we see the blood report of some persons who have got checkup of thyroid, there is T3, T4, calcitonin, etc. is written. What are those? Okay, those are the hormones secreted by the thyroid gland. See here, there are three types of hormones which are secreted by the thyroid gland. What are those? Thyroxine hormone, which is called T4, triiodothyronine, which is called T3 in short, and another one is calcitonin. That means these each and every hormones have their specific function in our body. So doctors used to that means they refer to check these hormones if there is any problem in our neck, and sometimes the people become very fat, very thin due to dysfunctioning of this thyroid gland. So these hormones, how these hormones performing various functions. Okay, thyroxine hormones affects the metabolic rate. What is metabolism? What do you mean by metabolism? In lower class also we have studied about the metabolism. Means there is various kinds of biochemical reactions are going inside our body to perform various functions of our cell, our organs, etc. Metabolism takes place. Those biochemical reactions are performed by various enzymes too. But there is a role of these hormones also. This thyroxine hormone increases the rate of metabolism, or it increases the metabolic rate. That helps in the growth of the cell, as well as physical growth, mental growth, as well as psychological growth also. So these hormones are very important. And sometime this that means thyroxine, if there is deficiency or efficiency of thyroxine hormones, we may suffer from various kinds of problem. We discuss later, okay? Next hormone is calcitonin hormone. This calcitonin hormone takes away the excess amount of calcium present in the blood to the bones, and it is stored in the bones, and it helps to balance the calcium level in blood so we can be healthy. But if there is excess amount of calcitonin, what happens? Yes, it used to take away the excess amount, but if its amount is increases, then it will deposit the whole calcium into the bones. There will be deficiency of calcium in the blood, but the calcium will be deposited more amount in the bones. Because of that, again we face some problem. Muscles will not grow as rapidly as bones. Because of that, just inward bending of limbs takes place. Okay, this thyroid gland related some problems we see in our society too. Then that means government also prefer to have iodized salt. Have you seen different ads? Ionun, yes, have you heard? Iodized salt. Why? The iodine is one of the important element which helps to produce thyroxine hormone. Okay, if there is deficiency of iodine in our body, what happens? The inflammation of thyroid gland takes place. Inflammation of thyroid gland. That means it starts to bulge out. Just like in this figure, see, the thyroid, in this region there is thyroid gland. Due to inflammation in the thyroid gland, it is bulging out and it is coming out of the neck also. It looks like a big ball on the neck region. This is called goiter. That means if there is deficiency of iodine, it causes swelling or inflammation of the thyroid gland. That is called goiter. And not only that, there are many side effects of thyroxine hormone. That means if it is excess amount or in the low amount, what happens? If there is lack of thyroxine hormone, what it causes? The physical and mental weakness. That means the growth, physical and mental growth will be slowed down. The skin become very dry, as well as the person do not get sweat, less sweating. While speaking also, its tongue slur. So his voice cannot be understood clearly, and hoarse voice. Such problems we can face if there is lack of thyroxine hormone. But if there is excess amount of thyroxine also, there is problem again. Metabolic rate increases very rapidly. As you know that thyroxine hormone helps in the metabolism or metabolic rate increase. So here if there is excess amount of thyroxine hormone, the person will suffer from the excessive sweating. That means always sweating. Even though there is no such very high temperature, in the normal temperature also person gets sweating. Then always hunger. That means excessive hungerness. Just now eating and after some time again feeling hungry. And weight loss. That means people become very thin. Mental instability. That means the mentally weak. He can't think, he cannot be stable and he cannot think properly. Eyes become bulging out. That means see here, this person eyes come just looking, his eyes are out of this optical cavity. Yes, actually our eyes inside the optical cavity, but if there is excessive amount of thyroxine in our body, it seems like our eyes are bulging out. Okay, in this way there are various effects of thyroxine hormone. That means there are many effects we can see if there is imbalance in the thyroxine hormone. Next one is parathyroid gland. This parathyroid gland is located, it's small glands, 4 glands which are present on the thyroid gland only. See inside that, just back of this is neck. On that, these are 4 small glands which are called parathyroid glands. And these glands produce a hormone called parathormone or parathyroxine also. It is also called parathyroxine. This parathyroxine hormone circulate, that means circulate the blood in blood and bones. That means it used to, just like calcitonin that produced by the thyroxine hormone take away the calcium from blood to the bone, but this circulate the calcium from bone to the blood and balance the calcium level in the blood. These two are functioning in an antagonistic way. That means one is taking away the calcium to the bone from the blood, another one is bringing the calcium from bone to the blood. So this maintain the or balance the calcium level in the blood. If there is imbalance in the parathormone hormone, what happens? If there is more amount of this hormone, if there is excessive amount of parathormone hormone, we can see tumors, kidney stones. See here, this calcium, that means if there is more amount of calcium in the blood, it will deposit this kidney somewhere and it may form the tumors. Or while filtering the blood in the kidney, those calcium will be deposited in the kidney and it form the small stone like structure which is called kidney stone. And if it is very low, what happens? Calcitonin will be high and all the calcium present in the blood will be deposited in the bones. The bones length or the development of bones will be faster, but growth of the muscles or the development muscles will be low. That means muscles will shrink. Because of that, here the inward bending of limbs, legs and hands, just like this. It will be bended inward. The muscles cannot grow as fast as bones. Because of that, there is muscle shrinks, and as a result, the bending of legs takes place. And here, can you identify some glands which we have just seen, or location also? Here one picture is given. Can you identify which one is which gland? Which is the thyroid gland? Yes, which one is thyroid gland? Yes, this is number 3 is thyroid gland, which is butterfly shape. And which one is pancreas? Can you identify? Yes. Which one? Number 6. Yes. Let's see. Yes, it is number 6, which is leaf-shaped gland. And another one is, which one is testis? Which one? Yes, it is number 8, which is located at the lower abdomen side, that is testis. And another one is, which one is adrenal? Yeah, you have identified all these glands. Okay, next one is adrenal gland. What is adrenal gland? Already you know that adrenal gland is located at the top of, or at the anterior side of kidney. It is just like a cap of kidney. Then which hormones are produced by it? Which hormone it produces? It produces adrenaline hormone and cortisol hormone or cortisol hormone. Then this adrenaline hormones are very important hormones which prepare our body to face the emergency situation. For example, you are running alone in a jungle. A tiger is facing you. In front of you, tiger is coming. What will you do? I will faint there. What will you do? Yeah, you are very courageous. Yes? How that courage is coming in your mind or in your body? You are ready to fight with the tiger also. Is it? Yes. That means if there is good amount of adrenaline hormone, or the more amount of adrenaline hormone is produced in our body, we can become courageous. We can handle the emergency situation too. So that's why this adrenal gland is also called emergency gland, and adrenaline hormone is called emergency hormone. That means adrenaline hormone always prepare us to face the emergency situation, whereas this cortisol hormone act as a sex hormone. That means it helps to enhance the sexual characteristics of the human body. Then if there is imbalance in the adrenaline hormone, what effects we can see? If there is high amount of adrenaline hormone, what happens? There is increase in the blood pressure, high blood pressure. See, when someone is very excited, their blood pressure is also very high. If adrenaline hormone is low, what happens? There is weakness in the body, blood pressure drop down, then people feel nausea also. Okay, due to less amount of adrenaline hormone, that means we can't face the emergency situation. Instead of that, we become very weak. So this is very important hormone to make us active. Or sometime if there is over secretion of this hormone, the people become hyperactive. Sometime in your class also some students are very hyperactive. Yeah. And next one is pancreas. See, where is it? This pancreas is just already we have seen, it is a leaf-like gland which is present at the loop of duodenum. Yes, it is leaf-like gland. Already in a previous class also we discussed about the pancreas. It is a mixed gland, yeah, and it secretes hormones as well as juices. Okay, what hormones does it secrete? It secretes mainly two types of hormone, that is glucagon and insulin. Here these two hormones function in opposite way. Here this glucagon hormone, what it does? It helps to increase the glucose level in the blood. That means if there is high amount of glucose, this insulin hormone convert that glucose into glycogen and store in the liver. Okay, so it controls the glucose. That means insulin control the glucose level in the blood. It converts, if there is more amount of glucose in the blood, it converts that glucose into glycogen and store it as a storage food. And just opposite of this insulin, this glucagon convert that glycogen into glucose and bring to the blood. That's why these two hormones are called antagonistic hormones. That means one is increasing the blood sugar, another one is decreasing the blood sugar. So these two are the antagonistic hormones. Next, what happens if there is deficiency of insulin hormone? What happens? Yes, already we have discussed, yeah, glucose level increases in the blood because this insulin is the main hormones which convert glucose into glycogen and maintain the glucose level in the blood. But if there is deficiency, what happens? There is no conversion of glucose into glycogen. Because of that, glucose level will rises up in the blood. That condition is called diabetes. And in this diabetes condition, what happens? The people become more hunger, always feeling hungry, more thirsty. Then the frequent urination. That means urine increases. Because of that, person feels urinating every time. If there is more amount of insulin in the body, what happens then? What happens? More amount means it will convert glucose into glycogen very faster. So because of that, glucose level will decrease in the blood. Then the person feels weakness, dizzy, collapse. Sometimes there is stroke also. Okay, sometimes people become faint also. These are the different effects which are due to the imbalance of this hormone. Okay, now last but not, it is the very important. This is gonads. There are two types of gonads. In the female body, one gonad, and in male body, there is another type of gonad. The testicles which are present in the male gonads are the one kind of glands which used to secrete male sex hormones, and in case of female there is ovaries. This also secretes some type of hormones which control the sexual characteristics of female. So let's discuss about the testes. See, the testes are the small glands which are present inside the scrotum. Inside this scrotum, these testes are present, and these testes are the endocrine glands as well as exocrine glands. They secrete sperms, semen, as well as it used to secrete some hormones like testosterone hormones. And that's why it is also called mixed gland. Just like pancreas, this is also called mixed gland. And the hormone secreted by this controls the various activities, that means sexual characteristics. Like some people, if there is less amount of testosterone, what happens? The secondary sexual characteristics also not clearly seen. What are the secondary sexual characteristics of the male? Yes, mustaches, beard, yes, hoarseness of voice. Is it? Then increase in the size of the penis. These characteristics are the secondary sexual characteristics. And mainly sexual characteristics means they are able to produce the babies. Number of sperm produced by them will increase because of this testosterone. Okay, these are the functions of testes or the testosterone hormone. And next one is ovary, or these ovaries are where these are present just below, that means alongside of the fallopian tube beside the uterus. See, these two are the ovaries and these are the female gonads. They secretes various kinds of hormones like estrogen and progesterone. These are located just below the, that means lower side of the abdomen, just like testicles. And the hormones which are secreted by this is estrogen and progesterone. This estrogen and progesterone are the hormones which balance the menstruation cycle and production, ovulation or production of the egg, etc. And if these hormones are less, what happens? The second, that means the fertility will decreases. If these gonad, that means testosterone, progesterone, estrogens are secreted very less, the person may become infertile also. If there is less secretion of testosterone in the male become sterile. If there is less secretion of progesterone and estrogen, the female become sterile. Okay, just summarize the endocrine glands, where these are present, what are the hormones secreted by, from this chart. Okay, pituitary gland, where it is located, already we have learned, that is base of the brain. Which hormone is secreted by this? Growth hormone, stimulating hormone. And next gland is thyroid gland, where it is located, neck. And which hormone is secreted? Thyroxine. Next gland is parathyroid gland, where it is present, neck above the thyroid gland. And that means behind the thyroid, but just it seems like a above. And next one is, it secretes parathyroxine or parathormone hormone. Next one is adrenal gland. It is located just above the kidney or at the top of kidney, and it secretes adrenaline hormone. Next one is pancreas gland. This pancreas is present posterior to the stomach, just at the loop of duodenum, and it produces insulin and glucagon hormone. There are two types of gonads, testes and ovaries. These are present at the lower side of the abdomen, that means lower part of abdomen, and this testis secretes testosterone, whereas ovaries secrete estrogen and progesterone. These are the different hormones secreted by the different endocrine glands which are present in our body. These all endocrine glands form the endocrine system. Okay, we have learned various types of endocrine gland. Let's just practice some question to check our knowledge. First question is, which of the following is a group of hormones secreted by the thyroid gland? Yes, can you guess? There are various hormones are given. First option is thyroxine, triiodothyronine, calcitonin. Second option is triiodothyronine, calcitonin, insulin. Third is thyroxine, triiodothyronine, cortisol hormone. Fourth option is thyroxine, triiodothyronine, testosterone. Which one is the correct option? Okay, very good. This is the correct option. Already we have seen in the lesson. Next question. Which is the hormone that controls and develops masculinity? Yes, masculinity means manness. Which one? Which hormone? Can you guess? Yes, there are various hormones are given. Calcitonin, testosterone, insulin, cortisol. Which one? Very good. This is testosterone. And next one is, last question. Which of the following is the function of hormone produced by the gland shown in the figure? Which gland is shown here? Yes, this is the adrenal gland. And what is the function of adrenal gland? Just choose from this. Control the amount of glucose in the blood. Is it? Next, physical and mental growth of the people. Is it? Prepare one to face emergency situation. Help in the development of sexual qualities. Which one is the correct option? Okay, this prepare one for facing emergency situation. I hope you have learned a lot about these different types of endocrine glands. Today we conclude here. Thank you.